there Booktube, it's Janet and here I am with my wrap up of this weekend's Getting Graphic read along. If you didn't hear about it, it was hosted by Caitlin from Kitty G and Eleanor from Eleanor Reads Books, and it took place on the 18th of February, and basically it was read graphic novels all day and get that TBR down. There were a couple of things to get you going, things like reading the series, read authors that are new to you, things like that. So it just sort of if you needed some little prompts. So I was really pleased that I managed to read 7 graphic novels on the day, and I think that was a total of 960 pages, which is quite a lot for me, and I absolutely loved joining in with everything on the day. I enjoyed doing the Instagram posts and chatting with people on Twitter and updating my post to see where I was at and looking how everybody else was getting on, and a few of us would seem to be reading some of the similar graphic novels at the same time, so I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that Eleanor and Caitlin decide to host the event again, because I just thought it was so much fun. It certainly helped me make a big dent in my TBR, which is definitely going to go some way to my 2017 Shelf Slam goals. So I'm just going to quickly wrap up which ones I read, and I'm going to go from my least favourite to my most favourite. So the first one, which was my definite least favourite, which was Sex Criminals Volume 1 by Matt Fraction. And I know this has been out for a while, so it was just one of those that I thought, well, I'll just see what that's all about, because I know it has been around for a while. It was a bit rubbish. I just found it completely weak, really. I didn't actually think the artwork was anything to write home about. It wasn't anything special. And the whole story was just a bit lame, really. Basically, these two people found that they have the same gift, that when they have sex and orgasm, they can freeze time. And so they choose to use that frozen time to rob banks to get money to save the library that she works at. And I just found it so completely ridiculous. And they even have like the sex police out there who, yeah, stop them doing what they're doing. So I won't be carrying on with the series. At least I know what it's all about now, and it's not for me. It was pretty shit. The next one is The Beauty, and this is by Jeremy Horn. This is volume 2. And now I absolutely loved the first volume of this series. If you don't know it, it's about an STI that people actively seek to catch because it makes you beautiful. And in the original, the first volume, it was about almost like an FBI investigation that was going on, because these people started to spontaneously combust, and there was sort of an element of a pharmaceutical conspiracy going on because they wanted to keep people using the drugs and the medication. This didn't have any of that in it at all. The characters that were in the first volume just didn't exist. I think if I wasn't expecting a continuation of that storyline, which I absolutely loved and was really willing to see where it goes next, but it just wasn't that at all. There were elements of the beauty in it. In fact, there was one part where one of the characters was quite an obese, ugly man, and he contracted the beauty, and all his fat melted away. If only that was, if only that would happen. But just to change his identity, because as a gangster he didn't want to be recognised. So if it was just like a standalone first in a series that wasn't related to the original volume, then I think I would have liked it more, but I just wanted to carry on with the story that I was really invested in and enjoying, so I was disappointed, really. The artwork is still really beautiful in it. It is really well done, but I just want to know what happens next, really. The next one I've got to say about is Descender Volume 3 by Jeff Lemire.
What is it that you want? 6 degrees with showers. Today's forecast has 6 degrees.
I really enjoyed this. You got quite a lot more of the backstory of the characters that are the major sort of protagonists in the story, and so it's a lot of the things that have been set up in volumes 1 and 2 that are starting to come together. So you know a little bit more of the motivations behind the characters and the reason why they're all where they're at. And so it's setting up nicely to move the story forward, and so I really enjoyed it. absolutely loving this series. If you want a really good gripping sci-fi series to read, I definitely recommend Descender. The next one was one that was completely new to me again, and this is Witches. This is by Scott Snyder, and this is very creepy. I'll just show you some of the art in it. The art is absolutely stunning, but it's very dark, very, very creepy, very menacing, and it's all about a family that have relocated because the teenage daughter has been sort of terrorised by her contemporaries at the time, because a girl that was bullying her picked a fight with her, and then this girl suddenly disappeared, and what had happened was the tree engulfed her. And so basically the witches are these creatures that live in the woods and almost are part of the woods, and what happens is if you make a pledge to the witches, and that means you pledge someone for them to eat, they will basically take care of you, make sure that you know, whatever you want you get. And so the teenage daughter in this has been pledged, so it doesn't really matter where she goes. If you hear anyone talk about it, you will hear people say chit chit chit, which I didn't understand what it meant at first until I'd read it when people said it to me. But basically when the witches are coming, that's the sound that you hear. So I'll definitely be wanting to read volume 2. It was lovely. It was really, really good read, but if you're easily scared, it will scare the bejesus out of you. The next one I've got to show you is I Hate Fairyland Volume 2 by Scotty Young, and this just never fails to disappoint. This follows the story of Gert. She's there on the back, and she is a 30-year-old that's trapped in the body of a toddler, and it's the same body that she was in at the time when she wished to be in Fairyland forever. And so she's been there forever, well, for 30 odd years, and she wants to get out, but Gert is, bless her, she's not very bright. People have come and gone in Fairyland and been able to find their way out quite easily, but Gert, yeah, she doesn't seem to quite manage it. She's not the sharpest tool in the box. It's very irreverent. It's very, it's toilet humour in a way. There's lots of blood and gore and goo, and it's just fun. Absolute fun. I'll try and find you some an example of the artwork in it. So that's, for example, is the artwork, but then you get things like that, which is a little dude holding up, if you can see it, it's a heart with all its things. So it's gory, but it's just fun. It's just a nice escapist fun, and it's just it's one of them things where you sort of laugh at it and you think, should I really be laughing at this? But you do anyway. The next one I've got to show you is Giant Days Volume 1, and this is by John Allison and Lisa Tremaine. And this I absolutely loved. This is a pleasant departure from the usual graphic novels that you tend to get, because in one way this is British. A lot of them tend to be American, and this is written by British writers, and it's set in the UK in a university, and it follows 3 girls who have formed a friendship being away at uni for the first time, and it's all about that sort of being away from home for the first time. It's funny in places, it's just lovely, it's bright and it's colourful, and the characters you can really sort of, you know, get to like and endear. They're endearing, and I just loved it. So I really enjoyed it. I believe there's actually 4 volumes of this out. So I will definitely be carrying on with the series, although that may not be some time as we are not buying books this year, but I definitely recommend this one. It's just nice, fun read. And then the last one I've got to show you was my absolute favourite of all of them, and I gave this 5 stars, and this is Bloodstained Volume 1 by Linda Sedgwick, and this is the wife of Stepan Sedgwick, who writes the Sunstone series of graphic novels, which again I absolutely love. And this, I really, really enjoyed it. It follows the story of Ellie, who is she's graduated from uni with a chemistry degree, but basically she's struggling to find a job, and she's had dead-end jobs for 2 years, none that she's ever been very successful at, and really they're not the kind of jobs that suit her skills. And in order to sort of pay her share to her family, she's under pressure to actually find the job and get it. And as she's looking, there's the one job that's advertised that's been advertised for a long time, and that's to be an assistant to a doctor, who obviously is the archetypal mad scientist. And so she delays and she delays, but then all of a sudden she thinks, oh, there's no other option, but I'm going to have to go for it. And so the story, the first volume, takes you up to the point where she's sort of she's just arrived at the mad scientist's lair, but it turns out to be just quite a nice big house, and she's just about to meet the Dr. Stein, I think his name is. And I've just really enjoyed it. I felt invested in the characters. The artwork is beautiful, and it was just nice and different, and just a really, really interesting story, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's just one of them. It's a familiar type of story. I mean, I'm not entirely sure where Linda Sedgwick is going to go with it, but it's just very appealing, very, very well done. The storyline is very engaging, and like I said, the artwork is beautiful. So I cannot wait to read the next one of this. I absolutely loved this. This is definitely the best one I've read in quite a while. So if you want a place to start and you don't want anything that's too gory or anything that's you know, a little bit scary, then I recommend this one. It's great. So that was my Getting Graphic pile of graphic novels that I got through on Getting Graphic Readathon. Let me know if you took part and what you thought of it, and if you've read any of these, if there's any other ones that you recommend that are similar that I might not have read yet, and I will see you all soon. Keep reading. Bye!